needed to ground myself in nature after some tests, so I headed to a park and happened across some beautiful hawthorn and Herb Robert. I did only have doggy poo bags on me, but needs must. Hawthorn is considered the tree of May and was commonly called this by country folk. It is native to Europe, northwestern Africa and West Asia. The leaves, blossoms and berries are edible, and the flowers are white or pink with 5 petals, and the berries are a deep red. They refer to as haws, which raises a giggle from my teenagers every time I say I'm going out foraging for haws. It's a member of the rose family, and it loves hedgerows like the ones on this boundary line in the footage. The leaves and flowers are harvested in spring, and the berries in autumn. I personally think they have a sweet almondy, candy floss-like smell, and the seeds of the berries are not edible, it's worth noting. As plant medicine, hawthorn is a plant for the heart, and I actually had myocarditis in 2011, and I've got bradycardia and POTS, and I find hawthorn as a medicine really helps me manage my conditions. And humans have a long-standing history of working with hawthorn for medicinal purposes. Medical herbalists still use it today as a tonic for the heart to strengthen and protect, whilst also extending that protection to the circulation system too. I refer to hawthorn as a hug in a mug. It reminds me of a loving grandma. It is a calming herb and beneficial for those with anxiety, sleep complaints, and is a great herb for women's reproductive problems. It contains flavonoids and procyanidins, which are able to dilate the coronary arteries and strengthen the heart without increasing the heartbeat or raising blood pressure, which is quite impressive really. It is included in a lot of herbal treatment plans for angina, heart damage, to lower cholesterol levels and for arteriosclerosis, as it helps to remove any fatty plaque that may cause a blockage in the arteries, Raynaud's disease and lack of blood flow to the legs, such as in cases of claudication. If you are on beta blockers, please use hawthorn under the eye of a medical herbalist. With heart complaints, it is always advisable to work alongside Western pharmaceuticals as well as alternative therapies such as herbs. Always keep your cardiologist's advice in mind. As hawthorn is such a good herb at calming and soothing, it's actually been shown great results in studies for ADHD, and it is a safe herb for children. Most of hawthorn's research has been focused on the cardiovascular system, however there are many studies taking place. To work with hawthorn medicine, you can make a syrup, a tincture, you can cook with the berries. My son loves the hedgerow crumble, and you can even make fruit levers from the berries too. I will be making myself a cup of tea, as I'm only harvesting a few sprigs of leaves and flowers here, with it not being a planned trip out. I do, however, find it funny that I ended up accidentally surrounded by hawthorn when I was feeling emotionally overwhelmed and a little bit anxious. It is considered linked to the planet Mars, Beltane and the Fae, and it has an association with witches, and many cultures believed at one time that they contained the souls of witches that had passed on. In medieval Europe, many witches were believed to turn into a hawthorn tree at their leisure. It's said when oak, ash and thorn grow close together, the Fae come out to play. The ancient Celts put people to death if they ever chopped down a hawthorn tree. It was considered that sacred. It is said to be a tree that can open up your mind's eye and allow access to deep ancient knowledge and wisdom. It was therefore linked to the Roman goddess Cardea, who had the power to reveal what is concealed, able to be in all time at once. Some even believed that the thorns around Jesus' crown, his head, was made from hawthorn. And Henry Tudor actually took hawthorn as his emblem, after Richard III's crown was found hanging from a hawthorn tree after the Battle of Bosworth. It is an amazing herb for those wanting deep inner knowledge and understanding of the self too, especially for those who are healing their ancestral lines too, that ancestral trauma. To connect with hawthorn, go back to basics. Meditate whilst doing a tea ceremony within your own sacred space. Mine's the garden. Breathe in the plant, taste the plant, and follow where it moves and goes in your body. Meditate on the energy of the plant, and then record your findings. Please remember to be 100% sure of your identification and to consult your GP before self-treating any medical